A not-so-wise man once said, "I'm not the dude with the biggest bladder in the galaxy, alright? That's just a rumor." He possesses the rare talent of remaining so motionless that he appears invisible, at least in his own mind. A brawny, battle-tested fighter, he was once a spacefaring criminal, caring little for wealth and consumed solely by the desire for vengeance against those who murdered his family. Initially hesitant, this hero with an unquenchable thirst for violence eventually joins a diverse crew of galactic oddballs. He is perhaps the most unwittingly clueless and ferocious member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and his name is Arthur Douglas in the Earth 616 storyline, better known as Drax the Destroyer. With the third installment of the franchise hitting the screens, it's time to shine a spotlight on Drax, as his MCU story may be coming to an end, and he may not grace our screens again anytime soon. So buckle up and don your space helmets, because we're about to take off on a wild ride. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin.
The beast hide is too thick to be pierced from the outside. I must cut through it from the inside.
Huh? No!
What is Drax's true ethnicity? Kylosians, hailing from the planet Kylos, are a tribal and warlike species, despite their cultural nuances being largely unknown. Drax has shared some insights, such as their penchant for hosting war rallies in their villages and their more laid-back attitude toward physical attraction compared to humans. Drax even found his father's annual winter solstice retelling of how he impregnated his mother to be quite beautiful. However, don't let their relaxed attitude fool you, as the Kylosians are a race to be kept at a distance. Boasting skin thicker and denser than humans, they possess superhuman durability and strength, making them nearly invincible. Their murky green skin, or gray in the cinematic universe, is adorned with intricate red markings that highlight their savage beauty. Kylosians are known to be a blunt and literal species, often struggling with the nuances of metaphorical language, as seen multiple times in the movie franchise.
No! Nebula! Retrieve the orb.
Drax's comic book origins establish himself as a lot stronger. According to the comic books, Drax the Destroyer's beginnings may be traced back to Earth, where he lived as Arthur Douglas. On a fateful night, Arthur, his wife Yvette, and their daughter Heather unknowingly put themselves in the path of Thanos, who was on his first recon expedition on Earth. Thanos wrecked their vehicle, killing them all because he was afraid the family had seen him. But Arthur's soul was not confined to their world for long. It floated out into space, where it was grabbed by Kronos and incorporated into a new body designed particularly to stop Thanos. Drax has gone through several alterations since then, but his single-minded goal has remained constant: to destroy Thanos at any cost. Drax's physical characteristics and mental faculties have changed over the years. He was nearly unbeatable at first, with incredible strength, flight, and telepathic abilities, as well as a connection to Titan's supercomputer, Isaac. He got stronger after reincarnation, but a brain injury left him with a childlike demeanor. Adam Warlock put the power gem upon him, which he subconsciously used to increase his already amazing strength. Drax's powers are more consistent now, and he remains a brilliant combatant who can wield a number of weapons with lethal precision. Because of his incredible strength, he is practically hard to kill or even harm. It would be an atrocious offense if we didn't delve into the impressive abilities of the Destroyer. Let's start with his superhuman strength, which, while not as potent as it used to be, is still nothing to sneeze at. In his prime, Drax could lift up to 50 tons. Moving on to his superhuman senses, Drax's sense of smell is truly remarkable. During the Annihilation event, he was able to distinguish that Nova and Cammy were both humans just by their scent alone. He can even detect when weapons are about to be fired in his vicinity. Someone even asked if he could sniff out any cloaked Skrulls nearby. Drax also possesses superhuman stamina, allowing him to push himself physically for several hours before his body begins to feel the effects of fatigue toxins. Additionally, his regenerative healing factors allows him to recover from injuries at an accelerated rate, although the limits of his powers are still unknown. We're not sure if he can regrow limbs or regenerate missing organs, or even repair tissue that's been completely obliterated. Of course, we can't forget about Drax's impressive superhuman durability. His body is much more resilient to physical injury than a human's, and he can survive in the vacuum of space without any provisions for a seemingly indefinite amount of time. During the Annihilation event, Drax also displayed an intriguing ability to regenerate an aura that seemed to increase increase his physical strength. While we don't know the exact nature of this aura, we do know that it allowed Drax to punch through Thanos' chest and rip out his heart. It's possible that he can only generate this aura when Thanos is near, as he was originally created to destroy the Mad Titan. Finally, Drax possesses a low-level form of cosmic awareness that allows him to track Thanos.
Yes! I have single-handedly vanquished the beast!
How strong is Drax physically? Throughout his appearances in both the comic books and the cinematic universe, Drax's incredible strength is evident. Let's take a look at some of his adventures. After Adam Warlock turned Thanos' body to granite, Drax felt a sense of loss and purposelessness. Once again, he believed that Captain Marvel was the one who killed Thanos, which led to a brutal fight between the two. Now, I don't know about you fellas, but I know for sure if you can fight Captain Marvel, you definitely pack some power. On the planet Titan, Drax battled the Earth god Gaia and emerged victorious by causing a pile of rubble to fall on her. Fighting a god and defeating it? Well, folks, that's Drax the Destroyer. Later, when Thanos was resurrected by Mistress Death, Kronos chose to bring Drax back to life as well, after previously kicking the bucket to fight against his mad grandson as part of the Infinity Watch. Adam Warlock selected Drax to protect the Power Gem, demonstrating the trust that the team had in Drax's strength and bravery. It is noteworthy that Drax was specially resurrected to defeat a villain who fought all the Avengers at once. Previously, Drax sought revenge against the Mad Titan for killing his family, leading to a brutal battle between the two. However, during the fight against Magus, Thanos knew he needed Drax's help to save the universe from destruction. Despite Drax's initial reluctance to join forces with Thanos, he ultimately put his anger aside and joined the team to stop Magus. Drax's strength and combat skills were essential in the fight, and he played a vital role in taking down the powerful villain. While Drax is underused in the MCU, it is through the comic books that we truly see his abilities and bravery. After losing his memory upon resurrection, Drax's memory of his death was triggered by one of Moondragon's questions, leading him to have a temper tantrum in Nevada and briefly fight, take a wild guess, the Incredible Hulk. Further, when Thor became mentally unstable and attacked Silver Surfer, Drax fought him, and even though Thor emerged victorious, it is astonishing that Drax, a mere space criminal, dived headfirst in a battle with a mighty god of thunder. Drax is a warrior through and through, so when the Infinity Watch had a lull in their duties, he couldn't just sit idly by and twiddle his thumbs. Oh no, that would be far too boring for his taste. Instead, he sought out his own adventures, craving the thrill of battle and the chance to flex his impressive physical power. And it wasn't just his brute strength that made him a formidable ally in battle. Drax's pure spirit and unwavering courage made him the destroyer that he is, earning him the respect and admiration of even the likes of someone like the Silver Surfer. They knew they could count on Drax to join them in the fight against their enemies, no matter how great the odds against them may be. As he teamed up with Star-Lord, Gamora, Rocket Raccoon, and Mantis, he stood out as the team's somber and solitary member, but his destructive power was a crucial asset that saved them from countless predicaments. Although Drax the Destroyer is renowned for his physical strength, his spirit is equally as powerful. This was exemplified when Drax and his daughter Moondragon stumbled upon the planet Babanus, which was in the midst of a brutal civil war. Despite Moondragon's intentions to use her mental powers to end the conflict and establish herself as a deity, Drax recognized the dishonorable nature of her ambitions. He pleaded with the Avengers to intervene and free the planet from his daughter's grasp, even engaging in a fierce battle with her himself. This shows that Drax is not only a force to be reckoned with in terms of his physical prowess, but also possesses a strong sense of honor and justice. Drax the Destroyer, fan-favorite character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, demonstrates his incredible physical strength in several memorable moments throughout the Guardians of the Galaxy films. One such instance is when he takes on multiple guards in the Klin, overpowering them with ease and even tearing a security drone in half. In the opening moments of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Drax's recklessness is on full display as he dives headfirst into the mouth of the Obelisk, miraculously surviving the encounter. Another impressive feat is when he easily defeats the Sakarans during his clash with Kree Korath the Pursuer and removes Korath's cybernetic implant from his head without breaking a sweat. These scenes highlight Drax's unparalleled physical prowess and demonstrate why he is known as the Destroyer. Despite his gruff exterior and lack of social skills, Drax's incredible strength and fighting skills make him an invaluable member of the Guardians of the Galaxy team. What makes Drax a seasoned fighter? Drax's single-minded commitment to defeating his opponents is what makes him so dangerous. He's not afraid to inflict pain and misery on anyone who gets in his way, and he is unconcerned about his own safety. Drax is a real warrior who fights with the zeal of a trapped animal, but Drax's power and fighting skills aren't the only things that make him a dangerous foe. Because of his enhanced cellular regeneration, he also has an extraordinary ability to recover from traumas and physical damage. This means that even if his opponents strike a blow, Drax can swiftly recover and continue fighting. In fact, in the movie Guardians of the Galaxy, Drax's extraordinary durability is put to the test when he survives a direct strike from the Hadron Enforcer, a weapon capable of destroying planets. This is a testament to Drax's almost unstoppable character, and it shows exactly how lethal he can be in a fight. So if you ever find yourself in a fight with Drax, beware. He's an expert brawler with a killer instinct and nearly unbreakable body. You won't have a chance against him unless you're willing to battle with everything you've got. Is Drax bulletproof? Exploring the endurance of this beast. Drax the Destroyer, one of the most courageous heroes in the Marvel Universe, is a powerhouse of physical toughness and resilience. His enhanced musculature provides him unparalleled physical power and endurance, making him a fearsome opponent. Many fans have speculated about Drax's ability to withstand bullets, and it turns out he is indeed bulletproof. In the comics, he has been shown to withstand gunfire effortlessly. The reason behind this is his impact-resistant skin, which allows him to withstand even the most devastating attacks, making him practically indestructible. His dense skin and muscles make him nearly invulnerable to conventional Earth weapons, making him indeed bulletproof. In addition to this, Drax has incredible resilience to damage, having survived countless powerful attacks. He's even taken a hit from a Yaka arrow, and while it hurt him, it wasn't enough to take him down. Despite not being the brightest member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Drax's strength isn't something to be laughed at. He's taken on some of the most powerful beings in the universe and comes out on top. With this in mind, it's safe to say that a barrage of bullets wouldn't faze him. So the answer to the question of whether or not Drax is bulletproof is a definite yes. He's one tough nut to crack, and if you're thinking of taking him on, be prepared for a serious fight. What is the secret behind his gray skin in the movies? Fans of Guardians of the Galaxy were recently treated to an interesting tidbit about the character of Drax thanks to writer and director James Gunn's Twitter Q&A session. When asked why Drax's coloring had been changed from green, which was his appearance in the comics for over 40 years, to gray in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Gunn explained that it was because green body painting proved to be quite challenging. He also revealed that another team member, Gamora, remained green because it worked well for her character in the films. It all began when a curious fan asked Gunn to settle a debate with his roommate about why Drax was made gray. Gunn replied that there were already enough green characters in the MCU and that gray simply looked better for the character. It turns out that green was a tricky color to get right for body painting purposes, and after a lot of testing, gray was deemed the best option. Interestingly, someone pointed out that Drax's red markings worked much better with him being gray instead of green, to which Gunn agreed. He also mentioned that he didn't like the green in some early designs because it made Drax look too Christmassy for his taste, even though he loves Christmas. There was a theory that the decision to avoid green and blue skin in the film was due to the heavy usage of green and blue screen technology, but Gunn dispelled this notion. Green and blue screens are used in films to add computer graphics into a sequence, but they are chosen because they contrast with normal human skin colors. But in the case of Drax and other characters, the decision to change their skin color was purely an aesthetic one.
What's going on?
This gross bug lady is my new friend.
I'm learning many.
Can Drax procreate? Does he show romantic inclinations? If you're a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, you may have wondered whether Drax is capable of procreating. Well, the answer is a resounding yes. In fact, he met his wife at a war rally and was drawn to her lack of joy and refusal to dance. Together, they had a daughter, showing us that Drax is much more than just a muscle-bound comic relief character. While Drax is often portrayed as the tough guy and class clown of the Guardians team, he also has a soft and romantic side. His primary motive for seeking revenge against the villain Thanos is to avenge the deaths of his wife and daughter, who were brutally murdered. Despite the close bond that Drax shares with his fellow Guardian Mantis, there is no truth to the fan theory that they are romantically involved. James Gunn, the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise, recently cleared the air about the romantic rumors of Drax and Mantis. In a Q&A session on Twitter, a fan asked if there was any truth to the speculation that the two were in a romantic relationship. Gunn responded by saying that there was no truth to the rumor rumors, and that he never intended for Drax and Mantis to be portrayed as a romantic couple. He added that he thinks of them more as friends and that their dynamic is one of a sibling-like relationship. The rumors about Drax and Mantis being in a relationship may have stemmed from their close bonds in the films. The two characters have a unique connection, as Drax has taken Mantis under his wing and often looks out for her. However, as Gunn clarified, their relationship is purely platonic. It's not uncommon for fans to speculate about the romantic relationships between characters in films and TV shows, but it's important to remember that sometimes close bonds can exist without any romantic undertones. In the case of Drax and Mantis, it seems that their relationship is one of mutual respect and friendship. Can Drax be killed, or is he indestructible? The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special showcases Drax the Destroyer's toughness, emphasizing how difficult it is to kill him. While Drax has demonstrated incredible strength, agility, and endurance during his superhero exploits in the MCU, the movies have deviated from his invincibility in the comics and portrayed him mainly for comedic effect. However, the Holiday Special movie provides a surprising glimpse into his superhuman abilities. In one scene, Drax faces off against the police while attempting to kidnap Kevin Bacon for Peter Quill, and despite getting shot multiple times, the bullets fail to penetrate his skin. Drax simply laughs it off and claims that the bullets tickle, indicating that regular firearms cannot harm him. This scene not only underscores Drax's invincibility as discussed earlier, but also reveals that the MCU has been underplaying his powers. Because the MCU has not explored the limits of Drax's power and indestructibility, it is difficult to ascertain whether he can be killed. Drax's death at Moondragon's hand in the comics does not indicate his vitality in the MCU because the movies have altered his character considerably. However, it is known that Kylosians, Drax's race, can be killed, as Ronan massacred half of their population during Thanos' cleanse of the universe. Therefore, theoretically, Drax is not invincible. Nonetheless, Drax exhibits no injuries and even laughs when the Guardians' ship crash lands unhurt in Guardians of the Galaxy, similar to his amusing Bulletproof moment in the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. In Avengers Endgame, Drax endures a powerful punch from Thanos and survives a shockwave from the Power Stone, though he is knocked out temporarily. Despite his impressive resilience, the MCU's Drax the Destroyer has limitations and would likely not survive a direct confrontation with an opponent nearly as powerful as Thanos or Ronan.
Mantis, look out!
Is this the end of the road for Drax in the MCU? Dave Bautista has announced that his upcoming appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be his final turn as Drax the Destroyer. Despite this news, Marvel Studios is unlikely to recast the role, as the ensemble chemistry of the Guardians franchise is a huge part of its success. From Chris Pratt's Star-Lord to Bradley Cooper's Rocket, each character brings something unique to the table, and Drax, as played by Bautista, is a crucial part of that equation. Drax's highly specific persona is so closely tied to Bautista's magnetic performance that recasting the role would be a risky move. Unlike past MCU recasts, which were more feasible due to the characters being less iconic, it's hard to imagine anyone else filling Drax's shoes. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special demonstrated how much potential the character still has, despite his limited screen time in Phase 4. Drax steals the show in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. While working alongside the Guardians, he initially causes chaos that drives Nebula up the wall. But fear not, for Drax ultimately redeems himself by becoming a heroic caretaker for a group of children in peril. As he tends to their needs and makes them giggle, he discovers a sense of purpose he hasn't felt since he lost his own daughter to the ruthless Ronan the Accuser. Get ready for some heartwarming moments as Drax channels his fatherly instincts and proves that laughter truly is the best medicine. Perhaps he could play a role in future events like Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and Avengers: Secret Wars. Whatever happens, it's clear that Bautista's legacy as Drax should be left untarnished by any recasting attempts. If his decision to leave the MCU is final, then a heroic and memorable exit for the wrestler-turned-actor Bautista in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 would be a fitting end to his marvelous journey.
Finger to the throat means death.
In conclusion, Drax the Destroyer is a unique and complex character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. From his tragic backstory to his physical appearance, Drax is a fascinating character that has captured the hearts of many fans. Through exploring his anatomy, we gain a deeper understanding of his character, but it's his emotional journey and his relationships with his fellow Guardians that truly makes him a standout character. His bond with Gamora and his fatherly relationship with Groot adds depth to his character and makes him relatable to the audiences. Dave Bautista's portrayal of Drax has been integral to the character's success in the MCU. His unique performance has helped bring the character to life and made him a fan favorite. While it's sad to hear that Bautista will be leaving the role after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, it's exciting to think about what the future holds for Drax and the rest of the Guardians. If you like our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
That was awesome!